Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wild Things Found Online. I am Vokal the Slug Cat, and you already know we are back with some new Tophiachu. So yeah, Tophia went live last night, and I listened into a little bit of it so far, and she's gonna rehash a bit of the accusations story, and I don't think there's any S bait in this one, thank goodness. I much prefer Smug Chew over Deletion Chew. So without further ado, let's go ahead, jump into today's video. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. Highly appreciate it. And let's get into this.
What? Literally, do you know why I said I was straight, or do I have to explain it? Because
Yes.
I don't know how many times I have explained the bi straight thing. The reason why I said I was straight is because I didn't know at the time, or didn't realize I liked both genders. That's possible. Hello,
Okay,
you
sure,
can come to
yeah.
a realization. I did not realize at the time that I liked both genders. Hello, I had an experience, and I didn't sleep with anyone. I'm just gonna say that I wasn't in a relationship with someone, but I had an experience enough to where I can fully tell myself I like women. How do you explain being deeply in love with a woman, and then you can't be deeply in love with a woman and then sit there and tell yourself you don't like both genders? That's not how it works, considering the fact that I had a crush on one woman before, which wasn't even that deep as the last one.
Well, look, Tophia, I don't know, man, because, I'm pretty sure you were deeply in love with Wesley as well at one point, and yeah, let's just say your track record of reading people is not the greatest.
I had a crush, but the feelings were different. This one was way different than anything I've ever felt, especially with a man or anyone.
Love
you can't
of
sit
my
there and
life.
tell yourself, oh, I'm not into women, but then, hello, sometimes you realize, you know what I mean? How am I doing genuinely? Not good. I thought about something today. Yes, I was, very much so. There was some things, and I don't know. I feel like self-sabotage. I'm desperate. Why would I be desperate, first of all? Hold on. You said that
are,
I
though.
was... First of all, there's a difference between being desperate and not. Second of all, I'm not even going to get into the personal stuff, but there were some things that I had said, and the person was like, you don't know what you're getting yourself into, but I did know. And for me personally, it was a lot of self-sabotaging. Yes, I did tell them that. I was like, you're self-sabotaging, you're pushing someone away because you've never had somebody who really loved you the way that I loved you, because they...
Or, just hear me out here. Maybe they just weren't interested. Shocker, I know.
would always like go on get or treat the person horribly, right? And they never had a lot of things, and I don't really need to get into it personally, but it's not a desperate thing, because if it was being desperate, I'm telling you, it was way more than that. Let's say if someone got into an accident, right, and their whole facial structure changes and they don't look the way that they used to look because they were burned or whatever the case may be, you might not accept that person even if you're desperate. Hey, you might. I don't know. I'm not desperate.
What, like, what the fuck was this example, Toph? Okay.
I don't care if anyone gives me affection. It didn't start out like that. So nowhere did it start out with desperation. She didn't give me any affection right away. That's not how it started out. I was like, oh, cool. I'll make another friend that's older. I told myself I never wanted to make friends with older people because I struggle with death. That is very hard for me, because if someone passes away, I handle it very hard.
So you decided to not only make friends with the older woman, you decided to fall in love with someone that is 20 years your senior. Okay.
But that's how it started. I'm just going to be honest. We were friends. I was not expecting to be in love with this woman, if that makes sense. It was not a desperation type thing, because I'm even surprised. I was like, well, it is what it is. It never started out that way. It just happened. It just started to grow over time. And mind you, it wasn't like that person didn't show me special attention or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But
then, okay, so this is one of the things I picked up from the bits and pieces that I have listened to already. She just said, this person didn't show me any special attention or anything. Like, okay, so what made you think that this was going to turn into some type of relationship? What made you think there was romantic interest there. Because as far as I can tell from what I've heard thus far, there's Crush Chew never did anything to lead Tophia on. But we'll see how this plays out. I haven't listened to the whole thing. Let's see how this all plays out.
Hey, I just don't get questioning somebody. Because that's crazy to question someone and be like, it's not for attention, it's not for because I'm desperate. Because to be honest, if you can't see yourself dating another woman or being with another woman or doing things with another woman, then you're definitely not. One woman is like, then no, because that wouldn't make sense, right? You know what I mean?
Duh. Okay.
Sorry, I'm burping. You know what, Andrew? You can positively push yourself. Never mind. I better not say that because I gotta be kind. Or else I will tell you where to positively push it. Anyways. What
You're not kind, Tophia. You ain't gotta fake the funk. Come on. Don't lie. Don't lie.
I was talking about, right? If you don't see yourself doing things with a woman, and you know what I mean, PG-13. But if you,
Yuck.
this is 18 plus talk. You shouldn't even be here if it's 18 plus. I've already said 21 plus. If you're under the age of 21, you gotta go. Anyways, I was saying, if you don't see yourself doing things with a woman, then you clearly don't like women. And I'm
No
not
shit.
walking around here like a man being like, oh, I gotta sleep. Some women do think like men and they walk around and try to sleep with every woman they can. That's not the whole point. But the point is if you don't see yourself doing that with a woman, then most likely 100 times out of 10, you're not gay or bi. BTS Oreos.
Wow. Like, thank you for the lesson, Tophia. I would have never guessed that. If you don't have any romantic or intimate thoughts about the gender, then you're not into the gender. Who would have fucking thought? Wow. She's so smart. She's just literally the Einstein of this generation.
I think I might have tried them. I don't know. I didn't see on the package. I got this Oreo, and they look like a regular Oreo package, and he was like BTS Oreos. So he was like BTS Oreos. Well, no, because first of all, I was in love with a woman, which was my first woman I loved. I did have a crush on someone, but I didn't love them. I loved this person. And to be honest, I still do to an extent, because for me,
wow,
someone could hurt me very badly, right? But
they can even assault you, apparently. But yeah, continue.
Still have the strength and the kindness to be like, I'm not going to be evil, go online and say a bunch of evil things. Yes, I did talk about being sexually assaulted, because I was sexually assaulted. I wouldn't make that up. It's my choice to talk about things, right? And to tell someone, no, well, you shouldn't talk about that because you're lying. I'm not coming on here to say someone did something to me because I'm mad they're not talking to me.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
They come back. In all of that time, I would have done it the last time they did that, and I didn't. Like, no behavior should be okay. It shouldn't be okay. And whether you decipher if it was or not, it's not for you to decide that. If anyone that you knew just grabbed you in an area that you didn't want to be grabbed, and they just grabbed you and they were like, real quick, and you didn't have a chance to respond, that is not okay. Your boundaries were clearly overstepped.
But this isn't just some random person that supposedly did this to you, Tophia. This is the love of your life. The person that you've never had such strong emotional feelings for ever. Not even with like any other guy that you were into. I'm just basing this off what you're saying, man. So I don't know. I think it's kind of wild to come on the internet and accuse them of what you accuse them of when this is supposedly the person that you've loved the most. It's very interesting.
I don't have to explain any further than what I just said. Why do I have to explain to try to justify if it's SA or not when clearly it is? Just because you want to defend someone because you don't like me, that is weird behavior. And this is the start of victim shaming. And this is a reason why a lot of victims don't come out. When you blame me, I'm not the reason why victims don't come out. People lie all the time. That has nothing to do with anything. When people lie all the time, it causes people to victim shame. That's the main reason why people don't come out, because when somebody else lies, then other people automatically say, well, I don't believe you.
Yeah, I mean, this is projection, because yeah, you're basically explaining this whole situation right now. But okay, sure. I'm gonna let you continue. Go ahead.
because the last person they believed lied. And it's just so crazy. No one wants to be the victim of anything. Why would anyone want to be a victim of something that doesn't
You want to be a perpetual victim. So like, don't even do that, Tophia, please.
make sense? I wouldn't go online and say anything that's not true. That is true. Who cares?
Sure.
Take all the feelings aside, right? Who cares what my feelings were?
No, see that. And that's the thing. Like, no, Tophia, your feelings do matter, because like with the logic that you're basically implying, that would be like if you've been dating someone for months and months, y'all, and are you like, you're supposed to, every time you want to touch them or hug them from behind, you need to like, hey, kid, I need to ask for consent. Like, dude, that's just weird. Okay. There should be trust between the two parties where you don't have to constantly just like, I don't have to explain this to y'all. Y'all know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. But this is just dumb, Tophia. What are you saying right now?
Doesn't matter. That it wasn't even changing the mind. It was the fact that it happened so fast. As I was leaving, as if, oh, that's mine. There was no label.
Sure.
There was nothing. And I wasn't the type of person to be like, what does it label it? No, but I had received a message from before that stated, think of me as a friend. And then that said,
boom, there it is right there, Tophia. See, look. So you're telling me Tophiachu literally told you, think of me as a friend. Tophia, they're setting a line. They're setting a boundary. This is not going to be whatever you think it is. She just wants to be your friend. But here you are, still gushing and crushing. You are down bad.
said person turns around and just grabs me. That, and especially in a sexual way, then how am I supposed to feel? Because I felt miserable. I felt horrible when I got into that car, because I was like, oh, you're saying one thing and then you're doing another. It's just like, oh, think of me as a friend, but hey, let me just... And then you have this in your brain, and it's just like, well, what is it? I'm not sharing personal DMs. I'm not sharing anything. To be questioned whether or not someone liked me back, that is crazy.
No, Tophia, that is a very valid question in this entire situation. What do you mean? Because she's going to go on. She's going to give us more examples of where Tophiachu basically flat out told her, like, bro, we are just friends. And so, no, it does matter. Their context, Tophia, it is important.
Yes, but to be honest with you, it was a lot of mixed signals. And for me, that's where my confusion comes in, even though I know it's hard because I'm still trying to process that. And there was one last horrible message that was sent that I'm still trying to process. I'm not in the business, or how do I say this? I'm not here to expose a whole bunch of messages. I'm not going to ever share those messages. But the truth being,
of course not.
That was said. And then the next day, when I went with S, I don't like to call her Studchu, and I'm not going to call her by her name, right? I'm not going to name her. Literally took me down there when we went to take her tacos. Mind you, my whole confusion came with, oh, we're walking back, because she had showed S around her place where she was at. And no, I'm not going to say where people live. Don't worry, because I don't need someone to be met. I don't expose people like that, their address or anything. Like
their address or anything. Again, veiled threats. Like, Tophia, what are you doing? You don't need to say all that. Just tell the damn story. No one's asking you where this person lived at. You're fucking weird.
Like that. Anyways, so we are walking back. The said person that was thinking of me as a friend is literally like, here, take my hand, holding their hand behind them, hold my hand. And I'm like, and I know when they do stuff like that, it's because they want to be close, not as friends. I know their pattern, their thought process, everything.
Well, apparently fucking not, Tophia. See, and this is how you know Tophia was not well socialized in her formative years. Like, especially girlfriends, this is a common thing. Girls hold each other's hands. Girls kiss each other on the cheek. And it doesn't mean they want to be fucking romantic, Tophia. You would know that if you actually had any type of social awareness, but you don't. So you think something as minor as someone holding your hand, I'm assuming to like lead you through the apartment is a sign. Crazy work, man.
To tell you that I was connected to them in a mental thing is crazy to even say. I knew when something was going on. When they didn't message me for a couple of days, I knew something was going on. I literally knew. Sometimes I would be like, oh, she's going to call me. Sure enough, bam, a call. I knew these things because I was connected on that wavelength, right?
Girl, oh my goodness. You're not psychic. Stop it. You weren't connected to shit besides your delusions, girl. Come on.
So for me, it was confusing because, and I get it, and I know what people are going to say, yes, friends do hold hands, but not in the sense of how she did it, because when she was holding hands with me, it wasn't because it was a friendly thing.
Like, oh my God. What are you basing this on? What are you, like, there's only so many ways to hold hands, Tophia. What are you saying right now? I swear, Tophia, she has upgraded. You know, with the initial accusations, I upgraded Tophia essentially to a horror cow. She, like, lolcow is an understatement at this point, because now she's becoming like a danger to other people. And now we're gonna add Legbeard to the list because this is some femcel shit if I've ever heard it.
People are in certain situations, right? Maybe she might hold hands with friends, but I already knew from how she was, that's her way of showing affection in a sense, because we're out in the public, not really.
Or maybe she just thought you was slow and didn't want you to get lost. You know, just a thought. Just a thought.
We were at her place, so that she wouldn't. Well, there was one time, but not in public. But I was confused because she never did anything like that in public. She would. It was very confusing, very much mixed, because it was a lot of mixed signals, because it's for me, and maybe I should have saw the signs. Oh, we could do this here, but when we're out in public, it's like hush. I had a friend like that in elementary.
We can hold hands here, but not in public. Tophia, you are crazy. She already told you that y'all are friends. So I don't even know why there was, at least for me, if someone tells me something as far as like where we stand, I'm going to just believe that. I'm not going to make assumptions or do anything like that unless they literally say or do otherwise. And I'm sorry, Toph, holding hands to lead you through an apartment on a tour of their new place does not qualify for changing the dynamics of the relationship. The fuck out of here.
Elementary school who would only play with me at home, but when we got to school, it was a whole other thing. I wasn't her friend. Oh, it was different from at home versus when we got to school, and it was sort of much like that. Oh, we can do this, which I get in private, I understand, but it was just like, but you can't. And to be honest, I was not trying to label anything, and I'm not talking about personal things. I'm just saying that to me was really weird the whole day. So I went over, right, and I don't know if that was the day that I took that. First of all, when someone gets a new place, right, when someone gets a new place, you take something, right? I've always I don't know if I've been taught that, but I've always thought that, oh, if someone gets a place, you take something to their place. You know what I mean?
Housewarming gift.
Oh,
yeah.
They got a new place, so let me bring something for their place. So yes, I brought some flowers, pink flowers or whatever. And
are these the pipe cleaner flowers? I'm assuming these are the pipe cleaner flowers.
She literally told us, she was like, oh, she can't take the hint. Ha ha ha. And I was just like,
bruh. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Yo, like, this is embarrassing. She literally said it in front of your face to Tophiachu that you can't take the hint. Tophia, dude, you couldn't beat this information out of me. I swear. Like, what the fuck?
I didn't bring flowers because of that. That's not the reason why. Maybe you think that's why, but I brought it because a new apartment. Hey, whatever. And I had made some flowers out of pipe cleaners. Anyway, it was a thing.
Yes, because this 50-year-old woman wants some fucking junk to sit on her counter that Tophia made her. Come on, grow up.
And my thought process was on Valentine's Day, which I am going to say that, was because flowers die, right? Roses die. And I was like, I could make these. They last forever. They don't die. And making crafts, like my gift means a lot more.
Tophia, you're contradicting yourself not even 10 seconds later. You said you were bringing the flowers as a housewarming gift. Now you're talking about it was close to Valentine's Day. Like, which one is it, girl? Because obviously we know you're into this person. So if you were thinking about Valentine's Day, that contradicts it being just a housewarming gift. It wasn't supposed to be like that. Come on, man. What are we doing?
Than just outright buying them, because they'll die right away. Those never die, and you can keep them forever. But okay, back to what I was saying. Is like, it's just very much mixed. Like, telling me this, but then you're like, here, let's do this, and then like a dummy, I was like, okay, and I just went along with it. But you was walking in front, so she was not paying attention to what was going on behind her. Mind you, that day after the whole grabbing me thing, I was confused. I got into the car. I was literally confused. I was literally uncomfortable. I did not feel good, because it's just like, you're telling me this, but you just did this. Like, has a right, whether your feelings or not. Nobody, to me, now that I think about it, it's like, that's mine. Like, I have access to that. Like, the mine to just do whatever I want with it. And you have no right to say no. People have.
Because she definitely wasn't pushing you away after the random hug after the hug, right? Right.
Boundaries. They have bubbles. No one has a right to invade those boundaries or bubbles, no matter who they are. And no one has a right to sit here and say, well, you wanted it. You sit here and you say, oh, you're in love with that person, but then you wanted that to happen. Like, I was leaving. I was getting ready to leave, and it was just like, the only thing I could think to do was to crack a joke and laugh, because haha. But then I get in the car and I'm trying not to cry. I'm trying not to be upset, because if I started crying, then she was going to ask me what's wrong as we're driving back, and then I'm going to have to explain everything. And then I just didn't want it to be.
And girl, like, shut up. You're just lying, because because you literally told us, how do you go from thinking in that moment, oh, maybe she loves me and we're getting somewhere? How does your thought process go from that to, oh, I'm sad and uncomfortable and I have been wronged? Get your hands off me, you fucking heathen. Like, what? You don't make any sense, Tophia. Please.
To become this big old thing, so I kept it to myself, and then I ended up having to process what happened. It's not okay. I didn't say okay. I didn't say go ahead. I didn't say anything. First of all, we're out. If someone would have saw something, then I would have got it, and then it would have been like, oh, well, now people think we're something
got
because
what?
You made me do. Like, it was a lot of things, and it wasn't just even that. Like, to be honest with you, I really cared, and I still do care. You don't care. Well, I do care in a sense of how bad someone hurts me, but I'm not going to flip out and be a total monster and just start talking trash on somebody. For me, it was a caught off guard thing, because in the message, it was like, think of me as a friend. And I'm like, and then, yes, I'm not going to explain the reasoning why I said that, but I said, you're making this difficult for a certain reason. And I know why they were telling me.
Bruh, you're making this difficult. Yo, like... Tophia is giving nice guy vibes. This is what? That is such a crazy thing to say after someone says, just think of me as a friend. You're making this difficult. We're going to do, I don't know if y'all have ever seen the Boondocks, the episode with the Booty Warrior.
I like you and I want you. Now we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way.
Tophia, please calm down. Keep it in your pants. Christ.
Me that, because it was a whole thing. Anyways, and I know basically their mind, and from what I'm learning, I did say, hey, you're self-sabotaging. They admitted it. Like, if all you've ever known is that you've been unloved for so long, that every person in your life has used you, pushed you away in some sort of sense, right? All you're gonna ever know. And then when you find someone that treats you better than all these people treat you, your mind is gonna tell you, I need to push them away. I don't deserve this. Then you start self-sabotaging yourself and pushing people away, and just even starting little petty arguments because you don't want that person to be in your life, and be like, well, you start blaming them of things that are not true, then you cause arguments and fights, so that way you can just, that's how you detach from a situation, instead of just saying, hey, people don't like to talk their feelings out because they were never.
That, like, Tophia, literally everything that you just said the last 15, 20 seconds, that sounds like just a shit ton of projection. That literally sounds like you, but okay.
taught, or they were never like they never had parents to be like, hey, what is going on? Are you feeling this? They don't know how to express or say their feelings. Like, struggled with that. I don't self-sabotage myself. I've never pushed anyone away. Yes, and it's not even self-sabotaging. Like, I had thought like, oh, I don't deserve this. Like, I did. Like, instant, I was like, oh, I don't deserve someone like this. Like, does she care about me as much as she does? Like, it's a whole thing. Like, does this person really care about me like that? Like, I kept telling myself, I don't deserve this person. Like, at some point I thought, like, me, like, things are going good, I always expect something bad to happen behind it, because I'm like, oh, it's going good, but when is the negativity?
Yeah, that's exactly what a person that self-sabotages thinks, Tophia. You literally just described yourself to a T. No pun intended.
Not negativity, but when is this negative thing gonna happen? Because here I am, oh, like, gonna go bad. I do love myself. That was not the issue. It's the fact that when someone says something, and especially because I have a lot of trust issues, you had a lot of people that come in my life, especially whether it was online or not, and people want to say that, oh, they didn't really like me. Okay, no, like, tell someone something and then you make them feel a whole other way, and then you push them away, or you leave, or you act like you never really liked the person the way that you acted. Like, if someone really got close to you and made you think, oh, like you, and they start doing things, right? Not just friendly things, beyond friendly things. And they tell you, like, hey, go on.
Like holding my hand. That's so beyond friendly. I'm literally, Tophia, I'm literally just waiting on you to give me an example of literally anything that could be misconstrued as a mixed signal. So far, all you've told us is that she held your hand and supposedly squeezed your boob, which I'm still leaning heavily towards her just pushing you away from the random second hug. But okay, continue.
On a date, we can try having a relationship, and then they're like, no, I never even wanted a relationship. I don't know where you got that from. I didn't even say that. Reread that message again. That's what I'm talking about, is like hard. I didn't
Hold on, go back.
Start doing things, right? Not just friendly things, beyond friendly things. And they tell you, like, hey, go on a date, we can try having a relationship, and then they're like, no, I never even wanted a relationship. I don't know where you got that from. I didn't even say that. Reread that message again. That's what I'm talking about, is like,
I'm not sure if we're talking about a Wesley. This sounds like she's probably talking about Wesley. But I mean, this could potentially be Crush Chew, but I mean, look, Tophia, if someone is hot and cold, then just take that as a sign itself. That's a red flag. Okay. I know you are like a decade and a half behind on the ins and outs of dating. So I'll be the one to let you know. Life coach Vokal got you.
Like, hard to trust people. It has nothing to do with not loving myself. It's the fact that you believe someone when they make you feel this way, and then when feelings get strong, they just leave. Like, I understand people don't know how to handle or deal strong feelings when they have them, and then they're like, oh, this is too much, I gotta leave, I gotta, like, and they hatch or devise this exit plan, and they're like, I gotta get out of here. Like, overwhelming, and I get it, and I understand. But the thing is like, those moments, or when things are happening, nobody has a right to overstep your boundaries, whether you're feeling some way or not. Like, the time, and like I said, this is 21 plus, right? But if you're in a relationship and you're in the mood, let's say, and then you just decide, hey, I don't want to do this, like, I changed my mind, I'm tired, I want to go to bed, that's your right to do so. But in the moment after it happened, I started processing it, and I was like, that was not okay. That was like saying, this is mine.
Though, Tophia, those are two completely different examples. Literally, the example you just gave is before the said action happens, and then your example of after it happened. What are you talking about?
Like, I have access to you when I feel like it, and you're just gonna let it happen. Like, especially the fact that the message the day before was like, think of me as a friend, and then you're just grabbing like that, all sexual, and it's just like, it's like mixed signals. You come here, and then you just push them. All of a sudden, they just push you to the floor, and you're like, why did you do that? Oh, because I want you to get away. I didn't really want you to come here. Yeah, I wanted you to come here for the moment, but then they just shoved you to the floor. That's exactly what it was like. It had nothing. I don't stalk people. I'm not a weird, creepy person like people assume. If someone says they...
You sure about that? I don't know, Toph. I don't know about that one.
They don't like me. Okay, I'm gonna force someone to be with me. I'm not creepy like that. People have to understand that I understand and respect boundaries. If someone says, hey, they don't like me, but they did admit one time. S was there when they admitted it too. That's the day that we went to the Price is Right live. And she looked me in my face and she said, I have been doing things to make you think that I liked you. She said that out of her own mouth to my face. She literally told me, yes, I have been doing things to make you think that I liked you. I was like, I already knew that. You didn't have to tell me what I already knew. Hello, it was obvious. The stuff she was doing was not secretive. I don't know how to say it. But people think that they're doing things and they don't think you're catching on to it. I knew that. You ain't got to tell me anything. I'm not a liar. They did say.
Then give us some damn examples, because I'm not hearing any actions that would lead me to believe this person was ever interested in you. I don't even believe that she said this. I think this is cap. Because there's no one to dispute it. You know, Stud-Chu's locked up and we don't know who Crush Chu actually is. So I don't know, man. You could be just talking out your ass right now. I don't know about none of this.
Say that. They literally told me that. That's not the only thing they told me when they said, oh, I look at your stuff because I have a crush on you. I said, I already knew that. You ain't even got to tell me any of this stuff.
Wow.
I already knew. How did you know? It's obvious the way that you act around someone, the way that person was acting like it when teenagers have a crush on someone, right? It was very much giddy. It was like that. It was like, I already knew. You didn't even have to. And because it's like women know women, obviously, women don't know men.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a man, so I wouldn't know what it's like to be a man or anything. Might know somewhat about men, but I don't know 100% because I'm not a man. I said I'm a woman, so I'm going to know a woman a lot better than I would know a man. It is what it is. I know. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that I knew that person didn't need to tell me anything. I knew. That was the whole point. And for me, admitting that to me, I was like, I know. But why did you tell me something that I already knew? It was eating her up inside because...
I mean... Are we talking about the same way that you knew Wesley was into you? Because, girl, I don't know, man. I don't know.
If it wasn't, she wouldn't have told me, like, I am making you think that I like you. Because it was bothering her that she was doing it. Obviously, if something's bothering you to the point where you have to come out and speak it, then you will. Because it bothered you that much that you just come out. I didn't do anything that wasn't reciprocated, if that makes sense. I knew when was the right time to do something and when it wasn't the right time to do something. And whenever something happened, I'm a go with the flow type person in a sense of, oh, if this is the right moment to do this, then I'm gonna do this, right? I'm not going to overstep someone's boundary and do something that they don't want to do and continue doing it. That is my whole point, to make it seem like I'm a weirdo. No, I'm not a weirdo, because because the whole thing is that we were both matching the energy, if that makes sense. Not in the sense of people match energy and if someone's ruthless, they're ruthless. That's not what I mean. My whole thing, in a sense, was like I reciprocated what I was getting back. So whatever I was being given, I was given the same thing back to that person. I was not overstepping boundaries. I was not being weird, stalkerish, or creepy. None of that. I don't understand why people always has to make it like, oh, why do you think someone is not deserving of somebody? Or you sit here and you say, oh, nobody likes you like that.
Oh, I mean, I never said that. I mean, I'm a firm believer that there is someone out there for you, Toph. It's just not this person. Because if, like, dude, we're talking about someone that's 20 years older than you. I don't think, like, they're going to be playing games about whether they want to be in a relationship with you or not. And if they are, then that's a red flag. Take the hint.
You're just making all of this up in your head. You're just being a stalker. I didn't stalk somebody. You were literally going back and talking about a situation where I was on live the whole time. You don't even know the whole situation. And since you want to talk about it, I will talk about it, because it's weird that you were talking about a situation that I was on live the whole time, and I have proof I was on live the whole time. It was a security guard that lied and said I was somewhere I was not. I received a text message.
Tophia, what reason would the security guard have to lie about? Because I know she's talking about when she showed up at the shelter. Now, who knows? Okay, I'm just spitballing here. At the time that this happened, we were thinking she showed up for ankle chew, but maybe because apparently this woman, this Tophiachu, was also in the shelter, but she's gotten her housing. So maybe it was Tophiachu. Maybe this is the original person that she was low-key stalking. But yeah, why would the security guard lie about you just showing up there out of the blue? What what does the security guard have to gain from that, Tophia?
While I'm live, asking me if I was there. How am I there if I'm sitting at a park where there's a community center going live? And mind you, I was talking to ACS because the lady at the community center was concerned because I was saying some things that were concerning. And I said, look, I can take screenshots and show the exact time. And it has the time that I was live. I don't lie about nothing. And for people to want to say that I was stalking, how am I stalking someone when I wasn't in an Uber while I was live? That makes no sense. You don't even know the whole story because the person said I was in an Uber. I went up to the front desk, I asked a question, and then I left. How is that possible if I'm on live? I can't do all of that at once. And when I was on live, I was upset, distressed, wanting to harm myself, crying, all because you want to say that I stalked somebody. And the only reason why the person said it is because they wanted attention. Because I heard afterwards they were going around bragging about, oh, she's calling me the security guard. Yes, that person did tell me that. Well, first of all, it does apply to me. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Means if they're not directing it towards you, if they're directing it towards someone else. When they're saying that I'm...
That is not what that means, Tophia, but sure. I mean, fuck it, man. You're going to give us content since you feel it applies. Okay, keep talking.
a stalker, they're directing it towards me. The conversation involves me. If it doesn't involve you, that's where, if someone was making a general statement, they're not making a general statement. They're not calling you guys stalkers. They're calling me a stalker. Oh, that scared me. Good, but it started up. Anyways, if they're calling me a stalker, that's not a general statement. And you're definitely not calling everybody in the live a stalker, considering the fact that they said you stalked that woman. No, I did not stalk her. I haven't done anything. I'm not spying on anyone. I'm not trying to collect information. I'm trying to get me housing, and I'm trying to live my life. I don't want to spend the rest of my life being homeless and fighting for housing. I want to enjoy life.
Well, see, that's and you just wanting to enjoy life is exactly why you will continue to fight for housing, because you're not willing to put in any work. If you're not going to put in no work, no one's going to give you a house. Why would they give you a house, Tophia, when I think they, like, you only had to pay like 30% of the rent or something on the program that she would be on if she did get housing? Why would they give you a house or an apartment if you literally refuse to go work a job? What sense does that make?
That's what I want to do. I don't want to be trying to do all of this stuff, and it's been a year. It's been a whole year that we haven't even gotten our housing. Yep. Isn't that crazy? Whole freaking...
No, it's it's not crazy. What's crazy is the fact that you haven't done anything to help or better yourself this entire time. That's what's crazy.
Year that we've been fighting to get our housing. I just want to be able to enjoy life. I just want to be able to sit back and do things with my mom and go out again and drive and enjoy life. I don't want to be spending most of my life fighting for housing. I just want to be able to enjoy life.
Well, instead of fighting for housing, why don't you just go work a job and get a place? Like, it's literally that simple. You are in a shelter. You could be saving up. You could have saved so much money up over the course of this past year, even at some shitty job, man. Let's say Tophia was only making, I don't know, let's say just 30K a year. Okay. Tophia, you could have literally saved like at least half of that. You could be sitting on like 15 to 20 stacks right now. But you wasted all of this time doing nothing. Because I got a job. I have a job. I'm gonna break out the smoky voice. I have a job. Even though I only make $11 a month, I still pay taxes, so it's a job. Shut the fuck up, girl. The fuck out of here.
And yes, I've had a lot of hard times. Yes, I was just recently sexually assaulted. Now I have to deal with the fact that I already knew some people was
process it.
Already going to question and say, no, that didn't happen. No. You don't even know the whole situation, nor am I going to sit here and tell you the whole situation. But in the same breath, I can't be sitting here holding my emotions in after I've talked to everyone else about it. I've already talked to people about it, and it was eating me inside. And then people were saying, why are you acting like you're heartbroken when you're not heartbroken? You don't know if I'm heartbroken or not. I'm not going to give you every facet or every detail of the whole situation. No, to be 100%, I didn't have a relationship with anyone. No, I was not in a relationship.
Again, as I've said so many times, stop emotionally investing and loving people that you're not even dating. Like, to me, that shit is crazy, man. I do not understand that whatsoever. Cause like, you know, I've been through a lot relationship wise. No, you do not emotionally invest in someone that you're just talking to. If you're not dating, if there's no real commitment, what the hell are you doing? Stupid ass.
Yes, it was mixed signals here and there. Yes, it was a lot of things, right? And that's stuff that I have to process. And some stuff I did allow. I allowed too much.
Like what?
I allowed. Anyways, I allowed a lot of things because I was blinded. But to be honest with you, when it came to the sexual assault, that is one thing I didn't allow. It just happened as I was leaving. And to literally question me and be like, well, you said it doesn't matter what my feelings were. If I didn't feel great when I left the situation, what does that tell you? And I didn't want to have questions on the way back. Why are you crying? Why are you upset? What's going on? I don't like, and then I had to tell her, oh, I did vent to her a lot about things. I wanted to better understand the whole situation. But when you say, think of me as a friend, and then here you are, oh, let me just grab you like that. That confuses me. That's mentally messing with someone's brain. If I did that to someone, that would be messed up. I would never mess with someone like that.
Goofy, man.
That would be like me messing with some woman and then making her think I love her and being like, hey, come here. You're just doing all these things and be like, no, go away. Ew, get away from me. I never liked you like that. You made that up in your head. Me doing that.
I bet that's what's in those messages. I guarantee it. The text messages that she doesn't want to show because she's not willing to produce any receipts for anything she's saying, which is another reason no one ever believes Tophia. I bet, dude, I bet the messages are crazy, especially like this last couple of weeks. Oh man, I would pay good money. I want to know what's in those messages, Toph. Drop the receipts, girl.
That was not because I loved you. It was because I was just being friendly. You don't mess with someone mentally like that. I've already had enough of that in my life. And then it makes people have all these issues because then they feel like, oh, I'm not good enough. They feel abandoned. They feel like, what did I do? Why wasn't I chosen? Then when you get messed with in your head, what does that have to do with anything? No, that's not what I'm talking about. I didn't say anyone right back. That's not the situation I was talking about. I was saying in certain situations, and did you even not hear when I said that I respected boundaries? And I said, I know when it was right and when it was not right to do something. I literally said that I did not disrespect anyone's boundaries. Do you not listen or understand when I just literally explained that I said anything I did was with consent? Use your common sense. It was consented.
You're not giving us any examples. Like, that's the whole thing. You keep saying that, you whatever you were doing was with consent, what Tophiachu did. You let a lot of shit slide, but you're not giving us examples for what you're saying. So all we know is that y'all held hands while she was giving you a tour of her place. And she grazed your boob. That's all we have to go on. You're not making a strong case for yourself, Toph.
And I'm not talking about sexual anything because I never did anything with anybody. That's not what I'm talking about. Consent could be hugging someone. If someone like, can I have a hug? Or if it's someone that you really don't want you to hug, you don't want them to hug you and they hug you anyways without asking and you didn't consent to that. That's like saying, hey, can I do this? And then you're like, people should ask for consent all the time instead of just taking it from someone. If you didn't ask for consent, then it's not okay.
Wow.
Would you be okay if someone just went up to you and just grabbed you and just kissed you and then say, hey, can I kiss you? And then you're just literally like, oh, they didn't get consent? You'd be weirded out. You know what I mean? It wasn't a hug. I didn't say it was a hug. It wasn't a hug. Okay, so I guess I have to explain it again because people do not understand.
Here we
what
go.
happened is So we
Jeez.
hugged, right? As he was pulling away, I pulled her back to hug her again. That is when I pulled away again to get into the car. She reached out and she grabbed my boob. She just grabbed it. So quick, as I was leaving, she just went boop, just like grabbed it. I didn't consent to that. I didn't say yes, I didn't say no, nothing. It happened so fast. So she just grabbed me real quick, and then I said, I didn't know what to do at that moment. So for me, I just cracked a joke. I'm like, you know what you're doing, ha ha ha. And then she just giggled back. She just started laughing back, and I'm like,
Oh, now she started laughing back at your weird ass joke. Are you sure? Because you didn't say that at any point when you did your tell all. I don't know, man. Are these added details like with the car jacking incident where there's just more and more shit that you keep adding to the story each time you retell it?
I don't know if I said I'm watching you but I know I said, you know what you're doing. And then I got into the car. Right when I got into the car, my mood just dropped. My feelings just went down. At that moment, I almost started crying in tears because the message before was like, think of me as a friend. And then you do that and it's just confusing me. And I'm like, why? And then you go to that mindset of, are you good enough? Or what is this? I'm only good for this, but I'm not good for this, because all my life, and I've talked about it, even at a young age, I was sexualized. Anytime someone approaches me, when men come to talk to me, it's never really with good intentions, and I don't have that pre-thought. It's always been like that. They always come up to me, they start making some sort of small talk, then they ask me to go back to their place. They say, hey, do you want to sleep with me? They don't even say that. They say, let's go back to my place. Why do I want to go to your place and drink? I'm not going to go to your place and drink. It's not drinking. That's not what it is. You want it to lead to something else. And a lot of the times they just want to sleep with me. The guy literally said, do you want to be +1 at the movies? And
We
it wasn't
know,
even a +1 at the
Tophia,
movies,
we
because he
know.
said, you look like a girl that I used to fuck. Is that how you talk to women? People need to learn how to talk to people. People need to learn how to interact with people. And I don't have those pre-thoughts. This is what's happened all of my life. Literally, I was essayed when I was 10. He literally said, hey, do you want to
Oh,
go
my
out? And I
goodness.
thought, me as a 10-year-old, I'm like, oh, whatever. He's older than me. He's in middle school. No way could I consent to him groping me at any point in time. I'm a 10-year-old kid. He's way older than me.
He wasn't.
And we're under this table, we're sitting there, and he's just doing his thing. And I didn't say anything because, to me, it was a very uncomfortable feeling. But I didn't want to tell my parents because, yes, I was afraid I would get in trouble, that I would get blamed. And also, my thought was like, oh, I don't want him to get in trouble. And then he's not allowed to come hang out anymore. I'm 10 years old. I can't consent to that stuff. All of my life, that's how I felt. It's like, oh, you're a piece of meat. Because at one point in my life, which I've never done it with anyone, I thought, why don't I just go out there and do that? Why don't I just sleep with people? Because that's all I'm ever going to get is someone that wants to sleep with me, not someone that wants to be with me and have an actual relationship. So my thought process was, well, if I'm never going to have a relationship, then I should just go out there and just sleep. Because if that's the case, if that's all I'm going to get, then I'll get that. And I didn't do that. It was a firework. Oh, Jesus. That scared me. You know what I mean? It's just been a lot of that. And to have that happen to you, and then you have to process that after you told the person about your essay and things like that and being sexualized. I get it. Haha, let's all crack jokes. But if I leave the situation feeling uncomfortable and it wasn't consented, what does that tell you? If someone just grabbed you after they said, think of me as a friend, that's what hurts me, because it was a lot of that. And it was like, well, why am I not good enough for you to just say what it is? Why is it I'm always good enough for this?
Because they don't want you, Tophia. That's literally it. At the end of the day, Crush Chew doesn't want you. Just accept it. She's literally telling us multiple times, this person has said, I just want to be friends. Even if they were giving you mixed signals and doing some weird shit, they obviously don't want a real relationship. They want a situationship. Read between the lines. Okay? I'm over this. This whole arc has been just ridiculous. You sound like a femcel. Just down horrendous.
When people say I'm here for a good time, not for a long time, that's what it was. Oh, am I just here to make you feel good in the moment? Because I'm not trying to be here to make you feel good. I've already stated what I wanted. I've already said what I wanted from the get-go. I want a relationship.
And they didn't reciprocate that energy. So what are we even doing here, man?
You made it seem like you wanted a relationship, and now you're just pushing me away. That's
How?
what was hurt.
How did they make it seem like they wanted a relationship, Tophia? Please tell us. Because you literally, this is what I've been saying the entire video. You have not given us any examples of them pushing for a relationship. I'm just waiting to hear anything that can even remotely be construed. But okay.
Hurtful when you tell someone directly what you want. I'm a direct person. I'm not sitting here doing no subliminals. I'm not no subliminals that. I'm going to tell you exactly what I want from the get-go. And if you act like, if you really make it seem like you want that, then we both are in agreement. I already said the reason why I'm not going to the police. I shouldn't have to answer that. And besides, from what I talk to someone, it depends in the state what is considered, well, not considered essay, because I don't even know. To be honest with you, I'm not even going to go through the whole process of that. I'm not even trying to be a vindictive person. And to be honest, when you say that, you're victim shaming and you are questioning. So that's saying, oh, if you don't report it to the police, it didn't happen. That's not how that works. Do you know how many sexual assaults and rapes go unreported because no one says anything? Do you know how many of those go unreported? And yes, they do speak about it, but sometimes people...
Well, you know, Tophia, it's weird, you know, because you don't want to go to the police, but you want to go to all of your followers. So like, what is the end game? Why did you tell us? Because I can understand you need to get it off your chest. If you really, really feel that you were assaulted, you need to get it off your chest. So you talk to your counselor / therapist. Yeah, you talk to some of the other resources at the shelter. Okay, why the fuck did you tell us? Knowing good and damn well how the audience would respond. What was the point? Attention seeking ass.
People don't report it. That doesn't mean it never happened. Like I said, I don't come on here to talk bad about people. The police never believe me. Well, they do, because they told me to file a police report every time something happens on social media. So anytime someone does something to me, they said to file a police report, but I don't. Was that insulting? What's insulting to childhood survivors is victim shaming someone. That's what's insulting. When you're sitting here telling someone because they don't report it to the police, then it didn't happen, you could still report it to the police and it could be false. People lie on people all the time. Whether police are involved or not, you still can lie. People will lie to the police to get people arrested. That's very much a thing.
Yeah, that seems more like what you're hanging over Crush Shoe's head, in my opinion. But I digress.
I got hella pimples. I did say that to a therapist. I did talk to my therapist about it briefly because I couldn't see him. For 2 weeks, I wasn't able to see him because I see him once a week. And then he forgot last time, and then he couldn't show up this time. And when I finally did, I finally had a talk with him about the whole thing. So yes, I did talk to my therapist about it, and I had to process that. So that's why I said it, because I was processing it. And to be honest, goodness. I just didn't, it's not, yes, I was tired of protecting the person, but I was also frustrated with everything that happened. And I was not trying to come on here and bash or talk badly about the person. To be
I wasn't... I was tired of protecting the person, but I'm still protecting the person because I haven't told anyone who the person is besides, I guess, Tophiachu. Sure, Tophia, whatever you say. And yeah, you're not bashing them. You're just accusing them of heinous crimes. You know, that's totally different. Totally different.
To be honest, I don't harbor any negative feelings towards that person. Wow. I'm a kind person. I'm not going to continue to go at you for the rest of my life and hold this negativity. You could do that. If you don't ever forgive me, or whatever the case may be, whatever, right? I could care less, right? Some people think that I cared too much to make that up just because they weren't talking to me. That's not why I said that. It was hurting me not saying anything. My emotions were eating me up because of this whole situation. You would feel some type of way too if you get really close to someone and you're madly in love with someone and then they just toss you your garbage or trash, or they just start saying what I was doing to you, you misinterpreted that. It was just
like, Tophia, do you hear yourself? She's a full-blown femcel, straight up leg beard. Do you hear, like, how many different ways can this woman tell you that she doesn't want you? What are we doing here? I don't understand. What is even the point? Okay, you want to protect the person, you're not mad at them. Then why the fuck did you even feel the need to tell social media about any of this? None of this, bro. Shit doesn't make any sense. Whatever.
me being friendly. There's some things where some people are friendly, and then you can tell the difference between someone being friendly and someone not being friendly.
You can't.
I never said
Apparently, you fucking can't. Because this person, you've given us more examples of this person telling you that y'all are just going to be friends than anything even remotely romantic. Like, what are we talking about?
said I wanted her to reciprocate feelings. Where did
You
I
did.
say that?
You did.
I didn't grab her in public. When you're talking about reciprocating feelings, I didn't essay her in public. No way, shape, or form did I grab her like that. It was a friendly hug because she said, think of me as a friend, so I respected boundaries. In no way, shape, or form did I grab her as I was breaking away from hugging her. Does that sound stupid? She wasn't reciprocating feelings. I didn't grab her like that, so there should have been... I didn't even give her any sort of anything like that. That doesn't even make sense. I was not giving her, hey, grab me, because she said think of me as a friend, so that's what I did. I was thinking of her as a friend. Hello. No matter what you say, it's not gonna... doesn't make sense. I'm not oversharing personal info, and I just said why I shared this.
You are.
Because my emotions were eating me alive. Sorry, my ears getting unplugged. I literally said why I just talked about this. I just literally told you that. The reason why I brought this situation up was because my emotions were... me holding in my emotions was not helping me. I already said I talked to everybody, including my therapist, about the whole situation, and it was not getting any better. I had to say something.
No, the fuck you didn't. You did not need to tell the internet. Why, Tophia? You need real therapy. I don't know what the fuck kind of counseling they had you doing in the Christian shelter, but you need actual therapy because you do not need to disclose every little thing that happens in your life to the internet, to people. Like over 99% of people that watch your content and react to it do not like you. So what is the fucking point? I don't get it. This just attention. There's nothing else it can be. You're like a narcissist and you want attention no matter how you can get it, even if it's negative. It's weird.
I was coming on live. I was crying. I was upset. And then I had to be like, oh, nothing's going on. I'm okay. I'm just crying just because I want to cry. I couldn't lie and be like, oh, you know what? I'm not crying over someone and make up something else. I wasn't going to make up a fake situation to lie.
But
just
you did,
like
though.
Any other human reaction. It's a human reaction. I just literally explained that I wasn't hugging. She grabbed my boob as I was leaving. Like I said, I'm going to explain it again because people keep misunderstanding.
Please
what I'm
don't.
saying.
I don't care.
I was assaulted because she grabbed my boob, not because she hugged me. It doesn't matter if we hugged before the situation happened. That does not give someone the right to just think that they could grab you. Because if I did that to someone, let's say if I hugged someone and then all of a sudden I just grabbed their boob and I didn't ask for consent, how do you think that person's going to feel? And you guys are going to say, oh, you...
Okay, look, Tophia, either fucking put this person out there, put this person on blast, or shut the fuck up. I just don't care about the situation anymore. It's such a stupid thing. It was probably accidental or the person just pushing you away and you just can't cope. This is all cope.
SA to that person, right? Oh, if it was me, it would totally be SA. But because it's somebody else...
What'd she say?
Because if I did that to someone, let's say if I hugged someone and then all of a sudden I just grabbed their boob and I didn't ask for consent, how do you think that person's going to feel? And you guys are going to say, oh, you SA to that person, right? Oh, if it was me, it would totally be SA. But because it's somebody else, right, you want to justify that because you don't like me. That doesn't make sense. You know why I didn't be an adult and tell someone that it made me feel uncomfortable? First of all, I was like, that's how she is, because I know her personality and she's that person that tends to crack jokes and make sexual jokes and be that type of person that's funny. So for me, this is just how she is. This is her. When I got into the car and I was upset, for me, we didn't have that conversation. I didn't want to say anything to make her upset. Sorry, the 20% battery came up. For me, I was kind of afraid of having that conversation because I didn't want this person to say, get out of my life, go away. And I did have the conversation afterwards. I said, I was afraid of saying things that make you uncomfortable or make you upset or whatever the case may be. That's why. And at the time, I just kept it to myself because I was like, oh, I don't want to, because I thought, oh, it's going to become a bigger thing. And then she's just going to snap at me. And then that's what it's going to be. Like,
Yeah, because accusing them of SA, that wasn't making a, an accidental brush or a push off. That wasn't making it a bigger thing. Okay, Tophia.
to be honest, literally, why are you victim shaming someone and then saying, well, why didn't you do this in this moment? I literally said it happened so fast. The only thing I knew to do was to crack a joke and laugh. And
I mean, you also said we're getting somewhere. I mean, fuck out of here, man.
then when I got back, I had to process it. Did I go back over? Yes, like a dummy, I did go back over. But to be honest, it doesn't matter how much in love with someone I was. That is not okay. And no, I didn't say anything because, like I said, I literally didn't want to upset the person. I just didn't, to be honest, I didn't want that person out of my life.
Ridiculous.
It's hard when someone leaves me, they're gone. And they were like my comfort. They were like my safe space. They were like my home. I couldn't picture life without them. And I felt like in the past when I had said something, they snapped at me and then they left and they didn't have a conversation. They just got mad and they left, just like they did this last time and didn't have a conversation. And it wasn't a very good conversation between us. To be honest, it wasn't. And I should have said, hey, maybe we should have this conversation when we're calmed down. But no, for me, I said, I tried to fix it. I was the person like, oh, let me keep talking. Let me keep saying this. Maybe hopefully I can try to fix this.
Well, no, Tophia. See, the problem is, I can already see it, because no matter what this person was saying, because you've already demonstrated it, based on this whole live stream, the things you've been saying. No matter what this person says, you were still pushing to be in a relationship with this person, even though they had told you multiple times in different ways, even clowned you in front of Tophiachu, saying that you can't take a hint. Yeah, I would just wash my hands with you too, because like, what are we doing? I've told you I just want to be friends, and like, you keep pushing the envelope to get what you want. But Tophia, life is not just about what you want. So she told you to fuck off. And I would love to know if this conversation was before or after you made your accusations.
When our emotions were already high, there was no point to try to fix anything. And that moment, I should have said, hey, let's stop this conversation, take a break, come back to this conversation, and then let's have the talk. But for me, I was freaking out so much so that I was like, oh, here they go again. And I know from experience, they were leaving. And I didn't want them to be gone from my life completely. So I didn't know how to handle the situation, but to keep going and try to fix the situation, which made it worse. Of course, I do have some sort of abandonment issues, and it didn't stem from childhood because my parents never abandoned me. It has been...
Right? I was about to say, like, what do you mean? What do you mean you have abandonment issues? Your mom and dad have very much been in your life, essentially your entire life, and you've never dated anyone. So what? Okay, please explain. Let me go back just a smidge. Please explain this shit.
I have some sort of abandonment issues, and it didn't stem from childhood because my parents never abandoned me. It has been throughout my life. People have left me. People have just left, and I've been alone, and I didn't want that person to leave my life because for me, I was afraid that I would never talk to them again because I knew that this was going to be the last time, and I knew because they would come back, right? But I was just like, this is it. I didn't want to lose that person forever. Maybe that was dumb thinking on my end, but what could I do? And it wasn't because I was desperate or anything. I really truly care about someone. And when you truly care about someone, you're going to do everything to make sure they're okay. I don't care.
And accuse them of SA. Don't forget that.
If I'm okay. I don't care. If I'm not okay, as long as they're okay, then fine. I don't take care of myself. I make sure others are taken care of first. And maybe that's the wrong thing to do. And maybe I should take care of myself, but I didn't because I was so upset. There was so much going on, and I'm not even going to say what's going on, but I wanted to just take all of that away. I just wanted to make the situation better. Even though it wasn't my situation, I just wanted to step in and be like, let me remove all of this. I didn't want, that person was in survival mode. I was in survival mode. To constantly be in survival mode Imagine getting a place and not being able to be comfortable because something's happening. I just didn't want someone to have to not be able to enjoy life. When I go out and do things, when I go pay for people to do things, it's not because I want to have a good time and not care about my responsibilities. It's because I want them to be happy and enjoy life and say,
Oh,
maybe I don't have to worry about this right now. Maybe I don't have to focus on this negative thing. We're doing this, it'll take their mind off of it. And
Tophia, your entire life has been you taking your mind off of shit. You go from one distraction to the next, which is why you are still in the position you are in. Because I don't know anyone that is homeless that is just like, you know what? I need to go out and have fun. I need to go out and do things. There's concerts. There's Hello Kitty trucks pulling up with the merch. You're constantly distracting yourself instead of actually tackling the important things in your life, which is why you are still homeless. Like years later, been homeless for years, man. Get this shit together.
in a sense, that's why I like to go out and do things. Like when I go to the car meets, it takes my mind off of whatever it is that isn't something that I need to really focus on in the moment. I don't need
Wow.
to focus on that negativity and people chasing me around and harassing me. I need to enjoy my life. We only got one life. And it's that song says we only got 100 years to live. Even if you live up to 100 years, you're not guaranteed. You don't know when you could pass away. You may not even make it to 80. God willing, I make it to 100, past 100. But I already know with, you know what I mean? But in a sense, I'm trying to live life.
Ain't no way I'm letting YOLO just make me say, just fuck off on all my other responsibilities and things I should be prioritizing, Toph. Maybe, okay, you're not 20 years old, Tophia. You're you're essentially almost halfway through your life cycle, man. Because, you know, I think we live to like on average about 72 or something like that. You're like halfway there. I mean, shit, you look like you're a little closer than what you are, but that's besides the point. Okay. You can't be living in a YOLO mindset while you're fucking homeless, man. You need to go get your life together and stop dicking around and just trying to have fucking fun.
To the fullest and enjoy life because we don't have that much time, right? And I know they say you got all the time in the world, but as you get older, time starts flying by. I'm already 32. I was like, what happened to 25? What happened to 18, 19? What happened when I was 15? Time is flying by so fast that it hasn't even slowed down. It's already been a year since the carjacking. A
No
year.
shit. We
We're
know.
almost halfway through this year. That scared me because I'm like, why are they playing Spanish music so loud? And this kind of, sorry, I have trauma.
I
Anyways,
guess.
it's at 10% and I got to charge in. I got to get up early tomorrow. So I got to go get some sleep. I'm tired. Fiesta. I need to find a place where they play that music and just go dancing. I need to, but I
What?
can't.
See,
Once
bruh, like, do y'all see what the fuck I'm talking about? You need to go dancing? No, you need to go working. When is the work arc going to happen, Tophia? At what point are we going to grow up and stop chasing dopamine hits? Fuck some dancing.
I get a place, I'm gonna go anyways. I gotta go charge my phone because it's at 10%. It's gonna die.
Please go.
And then I
You're
gotta
pissing me
get
off.
ready to get some sleep because I gotta get up early in the morning. I got stuff I gotta do. But
Sure.
anyways, have a good day or night where you guys are. I will see you guys later. My phone is at 10%. Mexico. I live in New Mexico, not Mexico.
Okay, bye. Whatever, Tophia. Well, oh goodness. So yeah, Tophia is an official leg beard. Welcome to that community. New tag to add to your resume. Outside of lolcow and horrorcow. This, like, Tophia, you're just down horrendous. You gave us so many examples of this person telling you that y'all are just friends, telling you that you are misconstruing the situation. You did not outline one thing that even made it sound like this person was remotely interested or playing games with your mind like you try to claim. This shit is pathetic. Grow up. Stop worrying about relationships. Go get a job. get you a job and you can make friends with your coworkers so you don't have to worry about being alone when Marie inevitably her time is done. Get a job, get your life together, you'll make some friends, you'll be able to sharpen your social skills, and God willing, maybe you'll turn this shit around and start to flourish. I know this will never happen, but hey, wishful thinking. And with that, that's my time for the day, guys. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Highly appreciate every single one of y'all. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. Highly appreciate it. Drop a like for your boy. And I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Y'all be safe, be kind to each other, and I will see you all very soon.